So this is the next piece of furniture that I'm going to be restoring for the farmhouse. It's just a little stand. Top, the finish is pretty well shot. Bottom doesn't look too bad. There is some serious damage there. And down here, that scroll work or whatever is missing. I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to do about that at my skill level. But what I am probably going to do is I went and I purchased some Restor-a-Finish in ebony brown. I did not have that particular flavor. And then the feed-in wax. And hopefully it will take care of it like it did the big radio that we've got in the living room. Now the drawer inside's had a lot of use. Oh, this is interesting. What do we got here? That's not the right screw, and it gets a little worse over there. So we'll definitely have to do something about that, but that's minor. So that'll be the next restore. And how does it look inside? What do we got here? Looks like that split. I don't think it's going to matter. I'm not sure why it's got that little raised area. Both sides have it. Almost like the drawer was supposed to slide into it, except it doesn't. Huh. Oh, all I know is it's been in the family for decades, if not a century. So we'll have a go at it. Those drawer pulls, the left one, or the right one actually, came out like that. The left one has a metal insert with a couple little prongs, almost like it was supposed to be threaded, and it's got a much longer screw, and that is why they had to put the nut on. Well, I think we can fix that. I just don't know what that metal is. Whether that's supposed to be machine thread down in there or what. I mean, if there was something there, it's long gone. Looks like it had some kind of a gold inlay. Well, it's all fixable. I'm just going to do a quick check here, just to see what it's going to look like before I go crazy. And also in here. Okay. That does look a lot like the outside. That brown may very well work. The inside, it definitely makes it red, but then again, I think the original finish was probably red. Yep, I guess we'll go with it. Well, I quickly did the rest of the inside of the drawer, and that looked pretty good. It's quite red, but I think it was red initially. And for the front, I think we had some red in there initially. So I'm thinking it's better than it was. That is my motto. no matter how bad a job I do, it'll look better than when I started. I thought I'd stick the drawer back in. You can see the difference between the finish of the Restor-a-Finish and the original finish. That it definitely perks it up. I'm always amazed at that Restor-a-Finish. Now for the top, I thought I'd use some of the Howard's 4/0 steel wool and put it on the way they recommended, because the top is quite damaged. And I assume they know more about it than I do. I don't expect a perfect refinish, but when I get this done, it's going to be a stand for my printer in my office, which is basically just a corner of the living room. So I'm not expecting miracles. However, it seems to be doing a bang-up job. Like I said, I had to order that ebony, was it dark? Ebony brown. I had to order that from Amazon because no big box store locally had that particular color. And since this looked like a dark brownish black, I kind of figured that I should get that color. So I'm not going to be like a lot of the people restoring online that use what you got. No, you wait until you get what you think you should have and then do it. But that's just me. So I'm going to let that set just a bit, and then I will rub it off and see what we get. Alright, we're a couple minutes in, and just going to wipe. It's pretty black. Yep. Well, I think that looks a lot better than it did. I will just continue on. Well, now the entire stand has been covered with the Howard Restor-a-Finish in ebony brown. I'm going to let that dry and then use their recommended feed and wax, wood polisher and conditioner. And for 10 minutes work, it looks so much better than it did. Well, I got the knobs cleaned up. Some kind of a white in the middle. I'm not sure exactly what it is. I also noticed that these had some gold on them. That was pretty well faded away. So what I did was I took some Deco Art Dazzling Metallic Gold, and I covered them, and I think I'm going to cover those too, and then take the rest of the wooden knob and put the Howard stuff on. What I did was I soaked it, there was so much dirt and stuff, I soaked it in Dawn and water for a while and cleaned it up, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. But for some reason I did not notice that there was a little bit of gold on those. So now there's a lot more gold on them. I got the center painted, and I've got these screws right here that they're a bit more aggressive and a bit bigger in diameter. So they should grab into those holes that are a bit chewed up. One side held. And that holds. So that part's fixed. And I don't think that looks too bad. I'm going to go with it. Again, it's better than when I started. Well, right there you can see how the front looks with the emblems and the draw pulls done in gold. Since the Restor-a-Finish has now dried, we're going to take the Howard's Feed and Wax and put it on, and then in 20 minutes or so, take it off. And that does take a little bit of it off too, even though it's dry. So put that on the front. And I'll just go around and cover it and then wipe it off in 20 minutes. It really looks like that wood was very dry because it sucked that wax right in. I may have to put another coat on. Yeah, that's what I may have to do. That really sucked it in. I don't think it's probably ever had any moisture in decades. So I'm just going to rub this out quick. The bottom isn't quite so bad. There's still a little bit of wax. But as far as the top, that is bone dry. So I really think we're going to do another coat just 'cause. Legs don't look bad. No, I don't think the legs are too bad. But I'm definitely thinking that top needs another coat. Just 'cause. Yep. Thought I was done. But I'm not. And that's okay. So I'll let that soak in for 20 minutes. And we'll see where we are. Alrighty, one more attempt at that top. It looks a lot shinier. So the second batch of that wax and orange oil is now on the surface. So the first time I did it, it just got sucked up into it. Yep, I think we did okay this time. So there it is, one afternoon's work, and it looks a whole lot better than it did when I first worked on it. Well, again, I thought I was done, but I wasn't. Because what happened was that it tightened up, but then it didn't. So what I've got to do is I'm going to take a matchstick. I'm going to go in to the center, break it off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the screw to go into the center of the matchstick. Now when I tighten it up, it's rock solid, just like the other side. So let's hope that this is now done. It's funny that it fooled me. It was tight, and then it wasn't. So let's try it again.